Okay, so now let's try and address these concepts: sensitivity, specificity, positive and negative predictive values using the 2x2 table, which is very important in epidemiology. So if you remember that every table would have columns, am I correct? So we do that, and rows. Therefore, columns, rows, like that. Now the next thing is, if you label here as disease, and you remember positive before negative, positive, negative, and you label here as test. Now, once you've done this, now let's look at something interesting. When disease is present and the test is positive, that's called true positive, isn't it? When the disease is absent, test is present, is positive, that's called false positive. Good. Now let's go down to the test. So when the disease is present, but the test is negative, that's called false negative, isn't it? So when disease is absent, the test is negative, that's called true negative. Good. Now with this done, let's call true positive A, false positive B, false negative C, and true negative D. Therefore, now the other thing you need to remember is specificity, sensitivity and specificity both relate to columns, and sensitivity comes first before specificity. Now, with that in mind, let's deal with that. Therefore, if you're trying to find out the sensitivity, the first column is what you would use. So, and you would say A, that's true positive. Remember the definition for sensitivity, isn't it? It will be A over A plus C. Good. So that solves sensitivity. So it's the first column. Now, excuse me, you want to deal with specificity. Remember, it has to do with the test being accurately negative. So it's going to be this that you would use true negatives, which is D over B plus D. So this is the formula now for specificity. With that done, when you want to tackle the predictive values, you use the rows. The rows are what you use. Now, starting with positive predictive value, remember it has to do with the proportion of the test that is positive, proportion of the test that is positive, proportion of people that actually have the disease out of the proportion of people that test positive for the test. So what you would do is you're going to come here, it's going to be A all over A plus B. So this gives you the formula for the positive predictive value. Now, what is left is the negative predictive value. Remember, it's the proportion of those that do not actually have the disease out of all of those that tested negative for the test. Therefore, you would need to use this. So it's going to be D all over C plus D. So this is the formula for the negative predictive value. I hope you find this useful. Yeah, so quick recap. Remember the 2x2 table. Remember rows. Remember rows are for predictive values. Remember columns are for sensitivity and specificity. And remember the concept, positive before negative disease and test. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel.